campaign finance reform calls to mind images of crusaders pushing back against fat cats spreading their money around Washington, D.C. What the Center for Competitive Politics wants you to realize is that these laws don't just target wealthy billionaires. They target you and me.
It's not the big guy who's harmed by campaign finance reform. They have lobbyists, they have consultants and lawyers and accountants. It's the small business person. It's the nonprofit organization. It's the group of citizens in their community who just see a problem and decide to do something about it. And they print up a few yard signs, and the next thing you know, they're running afoul of state campaign finance regulations. That's what we try to do. That's the rights that we try to protect.
The Center for Competitive Politics is dedicated to showing voters and legislators both the benefits of a free and open campaign system. But they don't only concern themselves with elections. They also work to ensure that we understand every effort being made by the government to regulate speech, like the resurgent fairness doctrine.
Who could be against fairness, right? But the fairness doctrine is really a lack of fairness doctrine, because what it says is that any time a broadcaster features a particularly politically controversial or high salience issue, they have to provide resources to the other side.
The center has no partisan agenda. They're not interested in protecting one side over the other. They just want to make sure that the government keeps their thumb off the scale.
We don't want to favor corporations over labor unions or labor unions over corporations. Each have a place in the debate, and each should be able to present their case to the people.
The CCP and its chairman, Bradley Smith, have been active both in the sphere of public opinion, offering quotes to skeptical journalists and testifying before Congress, and also in the legal sphere, where it has a pretty impressive track record.
Prior to the founding of CCP, the pro-freedom side had not won a case in the Supreme Court in over a decade. Since our founding, we've really not lost a case in the Supreme Court. That's not entirely due to us, but I think we've played a role.
Those who argue for campaign finance reform wrap themselves in the mantle of transparency and good governance. But the Center for Competitive Politics believes in the system set up by a few pretty smart people who knew what they were doing.
We think the founders believed that one of the best ways to fight off political corruption was to have an open system in which people could openly participate, criticize incumbent office holders. The rough and tumble of politics is itself a way of regulating the problems of special interest and political corruption.